children. So this is your chapter 16, Water, a Precious Resource. Today is the third part of the same chapter. Children, as again and again, I am reminding you to save water. Yes. And it was in the year 2003 that International Year of Fresh Water was made to make people aware of that there is scarcity of water, so one should not waste water. Yesterday, children, we talked about the water cycle and we talked about the processes which are involved within our water cycle. So, among them, we started from the groundwater, then we had evaporation, transpiration, condensation, and precipitation. So these were some of the processes that were taking place within your water cycle. So this was the figure that was given in your textbook. It was given on page number 196 according to my textbook, and I asked you all to complete this, write down 1, 2, 3. So the correct form of the answer is here. One is your groundwater, second one evaporation, third one condensation, fourth one clouds, fifth one transpiration, sixth one infiltration, and seventh is your precipitation. So this is the correct answer for that picture, okay, that was given to you. Now children, today we'll start up with the groundwater. Okay, so what is groundwater? So in simple terms, if we talk of the ground water, so groundwater means the rainwater which get harvested, okay, which get penetrated through the soil and get collected over the rocky bed which is present underground and forms a reservoir of water. It is said to be your groundwater or an underground water. So how underground water is an important source of water? This is the heading now. So if we dig a hole in the groundwater near any of a water body, we may find that the soil is moist over there. And this moisture in the soil indicates the presence of water underground. So here you can see in the figure when it rains, okay, it forms the stream of the lake. Here we have the water table, we have the aquifer, as well as we have the groundwater. So this is all that is there that we have to study when we talk of groundwater. Now, when we are talking of groundwater, if we dig deeper and deeper, we would reach a level where all the space between the particles of the soil and the gaps between the rocks are filled up with the water. This upper limit of the layer is called the water table. So, what is water table? Water table means the upper limit of water. Okay, the upper limit of water in a particular zone, okay, is called your water table. That means the level at which we get the water. Now this water table, it may vary. Sometimes it rises up and sometimes it goes down. So it depends basically on our rain. If there is a depletion of the rain, the water table will go down. But if there is proper rain, water table is high. Secondly, it depends on the season. If we are in the summer season, water table will be down. But if it is winter, water table will be higher as compared to that of the summer season. Secondly, thirdly, it depends on the amount of water that is consumed within that particular area. If the water consumption will be much more, water table will go down. And if it is less, water table comes up. So this is how water table is dependent on our use of either our consumption of water. The water table varies from place to place and it may even change at a given place. The water table may be at a depth or less than a meter or maybe several meters below the ground. And the water found below the water table is your groundwater. That means below the water table, the water that is present is said to be your groundwater. So here you can see the water table, the zone of your water table is in summers as well as in winter. So here you can see in winter which is higher and in summers it is lower. So this is how water table depends on the temperature also. Now, what is the source of this groundwater? As I said, rain is the main source of water. So, the rainwater and the water from the other sources. Now, other sources means your rivers, ponds, okay, lakes, they also seep through the soil and fill this empty space and the cracks which are deep below the ground. And the process of seeping down of this water into the ground is called infiltration. So when this water it penetrates, it goes down and it fills up the space that is there in between the soil and the cracks. So this is space that is filled up by the seepage of this water into the ground is called your infiltration. So here again you can see how we have the infiltration, and after infiltration we have the aquifers and the wells from where do we get the water. The groundwater that gets recharged by the process, that means we are talking of infiltration, at places the groundwater is stored between this layer of hard rock and the water table. This is known as aquifer. So the water that penetrates is also stored in between your hard rock and the water table. This is your aquifer region. So water within the aquifer can be usually pumped out with the help of the tube wells or the hand pump. So yesterday, children, in the session I showed you how the tube wells and the hand pumps we use. Okay, so when we are using them, that means what, we are continuously removing the water from the ground. Have you ever been to a site of construction where the work is going on? So at the construction site, what happens? Either they go for the pumps or they go for the, uh, you can say this thing for the pumps and for the borings. And sometimes even they just construct a small tank also there so that they can store water and they can utilize it. Next question that comes up is, can we keep on drawing the water from underground, either under the ground? Yes, for some time we can, but continuously if we just go on, it will become a problem and there will be depletion of water in that particular area. Either you can say in simple terms, the water table may go down. So that is the second part of the answer. How will it affect the water table? The water table will go down in that particular area. So here you can see we have the water table, we have the aquifer, okay. So all such places we have here. And then here you can see the stream of lake also coming from that area. And here you can see how the hand pump is placed. So here the hand pump is at a level of your stream of lake, that is the water table over there. Okay, but after some time, when the water table, when that lake water is being drained off, it is used up, either it dries off. Then at that time, it has to come down to the aquifer, which I said it is a layer of water in between the hard rock as well as your ground. Now, children, what do you understand by groundwater? That is the question for today. And you have to draw a well-labeled figure of a groundwater and water table. So this is the figure which is already given in your textbook. But before that, I'll just have a short brief this thing also. There are many more other sources for water also. Among them we have the springs also. So in some areas, as soon as the thing, water gushes out on its own, okay, that means springs are formed from the underground water. Okay, it find its own outlet from the porous rock, and that is said to be the spring. Okay, we have even hot springs also. So the spring water and the wells water are usually very clean, and they are free from all the impurities. They are free from all the suspended materials. So basically they are used for drinking. Okay, why? Because they have percolated through your several layers of sand, gravels, clay, and hence this water is naturally filtered, as we have already studied last year also, the process of filtration which takes place. So this is how this well and the spring water is very clean, and it can be used for drinking. Groundwater supplies are uh, replenished, okay, by the rain and the melting of the snow. So in some areas, what is happening, uh, we are not talking only of India, but even in the world, the people are facing the serious problem of water shortage, because groundwater is being used up at a very faster rate. Okay, and there are many reasons for that also that we'll be discussing in the chapter. So this naturally replenishing of the groundwater leading to a problem, and a day will come when we will have very less amount of water. So children, use water sparingly, save water. We should take a pledge, as I said, to not to waste water again in the future. And unnecessarily, we should not just leave our taps open. We should not throw water here and there. Okay, all such care should be taken care of. And then only we can save water. So this is how we are coming to the end of the session. Thank you, Sarah. Hopefully you have understood the topic.